Oh, hey, beloved. Welcome to your Cosmic Mama podcast. I'm your hostess, Andye Murphy. For over 20 years, I have been an Akashic Oracle, a rock and roll shaman, serving in these ways of an ascending reality and helping you navigate how to be within. How to take all of this magic and all of this change, because nothing is happening outside of you. It's all here. Oh, so I'm so excited that you're here today, because as we're getting ready for the How to Channel Becoming an Oracle workshop, I'm getting lots of questions. And so this morning I had a whole podcast planned. You'll probably get it next time. But I heard, my intuition said, we needed to have this conversation about how to trust your intuition. It is the foundation. It is the basis. So, without further ado, my love, can we shift out of your mundane and shift into the mystical and magical that is always yours? And as you know, this is kind of a podcast, but it's really a transmission. The ways that work through me are going to activate. They are a transmission of energy. So take this in when you're ready. Let yourself receive this at the right time. And for goodness sake, we can't be in a mental. So let's go ahead and open up some sacred space as we're getting ready to move into how you can trust your intuition as your first sense even more. So in this moment, just allowing yourself to arrive in a body, closing your eyes if it is safe and appropriate. And telling your nervous system that it's okay right now just to relax. To open up other faculties of heart, of third eye. To pierce through truth. And set an intention to receive something here today that is meaningful for you. That allows your life to be sweeter, easier, more blissful. And reminding your body that the only power you have is in the now. This power of your presence, this value of your awareness, the golden currency of your attention. Right now we're devoting it to you. You should always be devoting it to you. Yeah, baby. So I want to start by talking about how intuition is so goofy and so helpful. As I was getting ready to do this for you this morning, well, I recorded a little audio track first because I have an ocean drum. I really want to include it here. We'll see if I do or not, but I recorded that first. As I was finishing that, there's a huge truck that comes and delivers a boulder outside. All of the sounds, all of the things. And all I could do was laugh, because had I started this, I would have been interrupted. Me following that little intuition of, why don't you do the drum first? Okay. So in this way, with intuition as your first sense, it makes everything easier, don't you know? It's never going to follow logic. It's never going to make sense. And instead, we're going to get into the process of how to trust your intuition. But I want to take one step back. As I'm getting ready for the How to Channel workshop, someone reached out asking if they should take the workshop if they don't trust their intuition. Fuck no. And that's why we're here today. I want you to know how to trust your intuition, because really, babe, you ain't got no fucking business channeling if you don't trust your intuition. Sorry, salty and not sorry. In this place of over 20 years of having to learn the hard way how to do things, of watching the missteps and mistakes that are made in this place of living in inner reality, trusting our intuition, living in magical, mystical, metaphysical ways. Oh my God. If you don't trust this vessel of you, this place right now, if you open to channeling, you don't know what the fuck you're opening to. We talked about this already in the podcast quite a bit. My fire is because I want you to be safe. I want you not just to do it the right way. I want you to do it in a way where you are the one who is being empowered. We aren't giving our power to other energies, deities, guides, anonymous fucking beings. No. You must trust your intuition before you can open to become a vessel for another energy to participate with you. Cool. Foundation set. Let's talk about how to begin trusting this intuition. I have been doing it for so long, it really is, again, not second nature, not a sixth sense. It's my first sense. I rely on my intuition. It's going to show me the way all the time. In order to get to the intuition, right? Intuition is going to work in a field of trust, in a field of truth. Intuition is going to work beyond logic. Your intuition is not filtering through the mental. Oh my goodness, no. Intuition never makes sense. So if you have an intuitive hit, an insight, an idea, a thought, an inspiration that doesn't feel wholly like yours, as soon as you bring it up to the mental to try to make sense of it, we've lost it. Sometimes this will be a gut, right? Trusting your gut. This is going to be an idea or a thought that comes from some place other than just you. The beauty of the intuition, because it's not running through the mental, because it's not relying on logic, your intuition is going to relax you. The intuition may not make sense, but when you bring it into your body, if we can take that intuition from wherever it's coming, let's say it's up in the head, and if we can drop it down into a womb, into a gut, down into that sacral, your nervous system relaxes. Your intuition is the voice of love and of calming. It's always guiding you toward purpose, toward joy, towards what's best for you. So being able to come into a body in order to feel within your nervous system that relaxation, not the logic of. In order to create this beautiful relationship with your intuition, you've got to unprogram and unravel from the mental. Nothing about this makes sense, anybody. And if your intuition scares you, oh shit, we're in big trouble. Because your intuition is also your first relationship with self. It is your relationship with self. It is the relationship with self. Intuition is the inner knowing. And sure, we've got to trust that. So let's keep talking about how to do that. I'm not going through a mental. We are going through this relaxation, the rightness of it in a body when it lands in your body. In the Feminine Mysteries, I talk about how intuition is the first key. Your relationship with self, your ability to hear beyond the chatter, beyond the program, beyond the media. It's such a feminine gift. And I mean feminine not just for people who are inhabiting feminine bodies. Feminine gifts are for all of us. The priestess is within all of us. So the opportunity that you have to soften, intuition is going to soften you. Intuition is going to be this link for you between love and the divine, not outside of you, but inside of you. Intuition is sexy and helpful, sweet, and it's never going to guide you astray. It's never going to take you off of your path. Thoughts will, right? We've talked about the thought demons. Thoughts will certainly take you off your path. Listening to other people certainly will take you off your path. Your intuition, oh baby, it's always working in your favor. Wants to make sure that you know how loved you are, how precious you are, and how to ensure that purpose is fulfilled in this life. So intuition in that way. Thanks. We can talk about some of the clairs. You've maybe heard that term before. There's clairvoyance, there's clairaudience. I'm one who knows, claircognizant. You may be one who hears or sees or thinks. It's not really going to be a thinking. This is a different capacity. I don't need you to feel like you need to know your clairs. I want you to trust beyond that knowing, beyond that label, beyond that paradigm. When there's something that pops in perfectly randomly, you can trust that that is an intuition. Cool. How do you know you aren't making it up? You're not that fucking clever. That's what I've always told myself. You're not that clever. Of all of the things that I could think at any moment in time, why did I think of that? I don't know. So if I'm working with my intuition and asking for guidance through my intuition, I'm always going to go with the first thing. What's the color? What's the smell? What's the taste? What's the sense? What's the landscape? The first thing that pops in. I'm going to let that be a little bit of the anchor, and then I'm going to take one more step from there. Didn't mean to jump ahead with how to do this. That intuition, you're doing it all the time. It's not something special. It's not something that just you do. It's something that you are doing all the time. Your relationship is online, functioning, supporting, guiding you. The trick is we've gotten to the place where we've stopped listening to it, where we have doubted the intuition, where we have made it this thing that either needs to be special or I don't even know. Why the fuck have we doubted it? Because if you had all of your intuitive senses online, you wouldn't make a lot of the same mistakes, habitual choices that you do every day, that I do every day. Thanks. This is not on you. This is an us thing. If we would let intuition guide us, we'd be living very differently. That'll be part of the next podcast too. When intuition guides, it's going to clean some shit up. But your intuition is always there. Never not. So when you get that first idea, let's just start by listening to it. Then we can take it into these deeper places. But it is a feminine gift. It is a feminine gift that everyone has. Intuition doesn't make you special. Intuition doesn't make you psychic. You already are psychic. You already are intuitive. But I want you to really watch for the place where this idea, this thought, this intuition comes in, and you stop it. If you can catch that brief little moment, oh honey, that's where everything's going to change. It's in that moment. It's in that moment of doubt. It's in that moment of logic. It's in that not following it that everything starts to go a little bit wonky. Because it's always here. Intuition is going to be working from the realm of truth. Intuition is this beautiful junction point of truth and love. And that can make us uncomfortable at times. Uncomfortable first because it doesn't make sense. Cool, we'll get over that, really. That's just your unprogramming of things. It may also make you uncomfortable because it's not what you want to do. It's what you need to do. It's what your soul wants to do. But, we've got this complicated mechanism of ego that is really quite sophisticated and fucking beautiful. But the ego wants to do this. Intuition is saying to do this. And you get very confused. And, I've talked about confusion. Love it. It's that moment that takes you out of the fusion, takes you out of the lock. Confusion gives you an opportunity to come into different alignment. So the intuition is going to drop in. And in that moment, if you can catch where the doubt is, where the questioning of it is, and you can sit in what makes you uncomfortable. Oh, cool. We're doing black belt shit here today, baby. I want you to know. I want you to feel. I want you to trust. In this idea of intuition being the relationship with self, it is your relationship with highest self. It is the voice within that is always guiding you, not only where you should be, but really it's where you want to be. Ego might glitch on that a little bit, but it's where you want to be over and over and over. And in late 2024, I launched Harvesting the Gold. This was my mission, my big project to make sure that we move you into purpose. As that was coming in for me, channeling it in, downloading it, uploading it, whatever language we're playing with right now, they gave me these 5 keys of the feminine mystery. And with intuition, oh God, it's so fucking good that that's what we're going to do here today. There's going to be essentially 4 steps that I want you to play with in this path of being able to trust your intuition as your bestie, as your number one ally, as that voice of the divine within. And first step is going to be to hear your intuition. We talked about that with the clairs. Do you know how to hear your intuition? Do you know where it comes from and when it seizes you because it's so fucking random? It's that thing that you would never think. I'm going to tell you one of my favorite stories with intuition and how my goofy psychic works. I had a friend many years ago, and he talked about going to a Halloween party and the costumes that they had to wear. And he's like, you'll never guess what I had to wear. You'll never guess what I dressed up as. First fucking thing that comes into my head, that comes out of my mouth, a loofah. And he looked at me. Yeah, I dressed as a loofah. You know, those little scrubby things? That's not me, but that's like the randomness of intuition. It makes no sense. Who the fuck would go as a loofah? I don't know. He did. My intuition immediately like popped into it. So watch for the random when we're learning this initial step of hearing the intuition. The thing that you would never think, the thing that makes no sense at all. That's where I want you to kind of start with this hearing of intuition as your first step. Second step is going to be to listen to it, right? Okay, oh, you can hear it, which means that you caught it for one moment. Listening to it means that we're going to give it our attention. Golden currency of your attention. Where you put your attention is how reality knows how to create itself. So when we can hear it, got the intuition. Second step is going to be to listen to it. Oh, and this is also the place where you can practice, where the doubts come in, where the fear comes in, whatever that is. That's your work. That's your healing. It's fucking beautiful. It's all here to help you. Nothing inside of you is working against you, honey bunny. Going to listen to it as step number 2. Step number 3, well, we've got to trust it. And this is where we're really building that relationship with. We can hear it. We can listen to it by giving it our attention. Then we can trust it. In this place of trust, knowing that it's always for you, knowing that it's never anything outside of you. I wonder what your fears are. What do you think is going to happen if you listen? And this is a sincere question. If you'd like to respond, I would love that too, because what are your fears as to why you already don't trust your intuition? I'd be so curious. And I say this only from my place of, oh, fuck, I have trusted it for so long. We are good in relationship. Like, I have found it to make my life so much easier, so much more interesting, so much better, so much weirder. Why don't you trust this thing inside of you that's always working for you? Oftentimes, this is where the witch wound can come in. We have lineages who have doubted it before us, or who have taught us to fear it, who told us that by listening to an intuition that there were things outside. And this is one of the big resets I would hopefully convey to you today. Your intuition is never outside of you. It's not God talking to you. It's not a divine being talking to you. It is you talking to you. It is this wisdom of you, this higher consciousness that is always running through you. And I would also guess that's what you're asking for all the time. You're asking to be in a relationship with this higher aspect of you. It's here. Trusting your intuition. I'm so curious if you do have some direct responses. I would love to hear it because I'm happy to fucking address it. Thank you. My psychic capacities can only do so much while I'm sitting here alone in my room today talking to you. Why don't you trust it? So I really want to introduce it as the first sense, the voice of love, the one who is always guiding you back to love, back to purpose, back to divine, back to truth. And then our mastery of this, because all of this journey is going to take its own timing if we're working in time at all anymore. It can be very quick once you kind of maybe have these keys. That's my intention. But the mastery level of this, you can hear it, you can listen to it. Now we're beginning to trust it. Guess what? Then you got to follow it. You have to follow whatever weird intuition asks you to do. That's it. And I say that's it because It seems so obvious to me, but it really is. It is a shortcut. It's your loophole through reality. It gives you a shortcut to everything. And I told you the example of whenever I was getting started here today. I don't know why I needed to record the drum first. I needed to record the drum first. Okay, I did. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, cool. Thanks, y'all. I say y'all because even me, even you, we have a tendency to outsource these things because we can't fully comprehend how powerful we are. I think that's part of what ascension is right now. It's the inner, it's that these things come on within us. Okay, I can talk about this a little bit. Don't mean to be so tangential, but that's also how intuition works, right? You know, intuition, not only is it not logical, it's also not linear. I have been on this path of awakening, ascension, change, and shift in consciousness for a very long time. We initially thought 2012. Oh my God, 2012, it's going to happen. Nothing happened. 2020, oh my God, it's going to happen. Nothing fucking happened. And I was speaking with the Maya group last week, and I heard all of us talking about 2027. In that moment, my intuition, oh shit, bitch, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. Oh my God, something magically is going to happen in 2027. You've even heard me talk about it. But in that moment, I heard the folly. I heard the giving away of power. What the fuck do I think is magically going to happen in 2027? Nothing. I wanted to. I've shared it with you. And I caught how I was giving away my power. Because what is going to happen in 2027? Maybe something really fucking cool, but something really cool also happened in 2020. It just was not what we expected. Something really cool happened in 2012. Not what we expect. So in this same way as we're looking at 2027, nothing is going to magically change. You are changing all of the time within. 2027, to me right now, feels like that opportunity where the outer has shifted enough that everything you've done on the inner can then line up. You're not going to wake up one day and everything's changed. This is your work. This is your path. This is the fucking beauty of being in your awakening. The ascension, of course, is an inner job. Do you remember who you are? Do you let your intuition guide? This, to me, feels like a piece of it. I know that's in the other podcast, but this opportunity of the galactics are no longer outside of you. Atlantis is now available to you. Hello. You know we're doing something on 7/7. Make sure you just write it down and I'll talk more about it later. All of these things are available to you already. Nothing is going to magically shift outside of us. We're going to be doing this. This is our preparation. This is our time. Then consciousness is able to like hold a different frequency outside of us. And you are going to be the one who's creating the shift. You know that, right? So I'm speaking to you about this now because I want you to be in that place of black belt mastery of your intuition. That you're following it every time. Especially when it makes no sense. Those are the juiciest. Those are the most fun. Makes no sense. You're hearing that you need to go to this place today. Cool. You're going to listen to it. You're going to trust it. You're going to follow it. Go. May not be a life-changing event, but you can't always see all of the pieces that are at play for you. And sometimes, like the damn truck, it's that obvious. And when it is that obvious, let's talk about that place of trust a little bit more. I'm going to get practical here. You might need to write down what your intuition was and when it worked out. I know that I needed to for a while. I know that I didn't trust anything that was just my thoughts. And for the longest time, kid you not, thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. I outsourced that shit years, maybe decades, a long time. Like maybe decades, a very long time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew that it was something bigger than me. Now I know that it is something bigger than me within me, not outside of me. But I want you to really, truly like write down what the intuition is, what happens when you follow it, and how you felt after. So we can begin to quantify for your brain that this can be trusted, that over and over it is working in your favor. I don't mind you being that mechanical about it, that logical. Yeah, do it, honey. Because all of this, everything that I'm sharing and everything that your intuition is trying to share with you, it's all because it loves you. I love you. I want this to be so much easier. I'm not saying that as a fucking bypass, because you know none of this is bypassing. Your intuition isn't going to let you bypass anything. It's going to point you to the places that you don't want to look. If you are brave enough to go back to my YouTubes from 2012, yikes, talking ethics in this field of the metaphysical, of the spiritual, has always been something that I'm pretty dicky about. I said dicky. I could say cunty. Yes, I think there are so many places where mistakes are made. I, as mostly a self-trained psychic, have had to learn through the fire. So when I share these things with you, it's because I don't want you to have to learn it the hard way. So the ethical realm of things, and I can give countless examples. I don't want to because it gets fucking gossipy. There's some bad behaviors going on out there. It's part of the reason that I'm creating the How to Channel workshop. Bad behaviors that are going on, allowing people to get hurt. Not here for it. So I'm going to talk about soul retrievals. As a shamanic practitioner for over 20 years, anytime somebody would come in for a soul retrieval, there would be a bit of an agenda. There would be a bit of an attachment to, I want this for this. That is not how intuition works. That is not how spirit works. In shamanic healing work, it's an art form. It's beautiful. Spirit's going to come in and give you what you need, and ancestors are going to, like, it's this beautiful tapestry that is woven and completely illogical in order to give you what you need in that moment. So here's my example with soul retrievals recently. I was talking with a sweet gal yesterday. She is about to do a 30-day protocol of a soul retrieval. She feels scattered. She feels lost. She feels like all of the pieces of her are not home. Soul retrieval, in her mind, and according to whoever shared it with her, was the right move. That's not the fucking right move. Let me tell you why. Grr, not the right move. Okay, soul retrieval. Your soul is made up of many, many, many parts. When we have a trauma, when we have a tragedy, doesn't even have to be that big of a deal. I had someone make piggy noises at me at 5 and an aspect of me jumped out. So soul retrieval doesn't need to be tragic. Something in us gets frightened and leaves. Okay. When that piece of us gets frightened and leaves, a soul retrieval would be a shamanic practice of bringing everything back together to bring everything back in wholeness. In this young lady's case, she had not cleaned up the places of codependency and toxicity of relationships. So if you have a soul piece that you're trying to bring back because mom yelled at you when you were this age, but then mom is still yelling at you, that soul retrieval isn't going to work. It's not going to be able to come home. There's something so gorgeous and sophisticated in this around space. In order for a soul retrieval to be beneficial, you have to do the work that stops the behaviors that allowed that soul to scatter and leave in the first place. Does that make sense? We have to take accountability in the here and now so that the wounds aren't perpetuating. Those wounds aren't still driving and affecting. Once we have been able to change the behaviors on the outside, that's when we can invite the little boos back. You have to make space in here for a soul retrieval so that it's safe for them to come home to you. And soul retrievals, they're fucking gorgeous when they're done right. They're gorgeous. But if they aren't being done properly, and if your ego just wants one to feel whole, it's not going to stick. It's not going to last. It's not going to be beneficial. And I will say, as one who, this is my ego coming in now. You can feel that, right? Fuck. If I had somebody who came in asking for my assistance in healing, and they perpetuated the behaviors that got them into trouble in the first place, in order to receive and acknowledge and hold the precious gift that is you. I remember one young lady coming in, and I could feel that there was something very off. And sometimes we ask, right? We need to be very careful in this. Are there any traumas that have occurred recently? No. No is her answer. And as I get her on the table and begin doing the work, there was a severe sexual violation. So I ask her about it. Hey, what about this? Oh, well, yeah, I guess I was raped a few weeks ago. That's startling. I don't mean to drop it in with that much, hey, trigger warning. That's startling. And in her reality, in her world, in her place right then, it wasn't that big of a deal. At a soul level, my love, that is a very big deal. Very big deal. So when we are continuing to engage in the things that are hurtful to us, without us growing, healing, tending, receiving, and acknowledging the preciousness of this life, this body, this soul, nothing shamanically is going to help. Nothing spiritually is going to help. I know, isn't that the fucking bypass? I want this to be better, but I'm not willing to do what needs to change to do it. Thank you. And in the case of my client who I spoke with yesterday, that wasn't the case at all. She felt scattered. She thought this would help. Somebody suggested it would. And I'm like, yeah, I think there's a step that's missing. So our best of intentions are wanting to feel whole and complete and good so that purpose can come in. Oh, fuck, they're admirable. And yet, you gotta clean up the pieces in your life that aren't allowing that wholeness to stay whole. And right there, oh my God, that's where intuition can help all the time. I'd like you to be not only in relationship with your intuition, but maybe even in conversation. Do it as practices. You want a stupid intuitive practice? I'm going to say stupid. I would remote view in the past as a way of, hey, let's see. There's so many games that you can do with the intuition, which makes it really fun too. So yeah, we don't have phone books anymore. In the past, I would go into the phone book, I would see an address, I would see if I could energetically tap into it, and then I would go to see if I was right. So as you're building this trust with your intuition, you're going to need lots of proof. One fun one, let's make it not at all creepy, but see if when you go into a grocery store, see if the other person who's going into the grocery store with you, you can maybe just ask, like, what are they getting? And as you're in the grocery store, just kind of like watch for it. Don't mean that to be violating and creepy, but I want these ways of innocuous intuition, the things that aren't dangerous, the things that don't have high pressure on it. If when you're beginning this relationship of trust with your intuition, you're asking for the biggies, what is my purpose? Oh, come on. That doesn't get to come in yet. We need to start with some baby steps. And purpose, man, everybody thinks they're going to feel so much better when they have their purpose. We're closer than we've ever been, but purpose in that way requires that you are doing the outer work so that that purpose can come in, that you're making the space so that these soul parts can come in. Purpose is a really beautiful, complicated, multifaceted thing. And just knowing what your purpose is doesn't mean that you're automatically going to have success or fulfillment doing it. No, sorry to burst your bubble on that. And if you want to get into some of the Egyptian mysteries, Nadia was the one who was transmitting this in the 1980s. Her teacher was Olga. Olga would say all of our purpose is the same. It's to clean up the fucking field. Really? That's it? Yeah. Yeah. Your purpose is to clean up what your ancestors did, to live a better life than they did, to clean up the Akashic field. That's all of our purpose. We want it to be this grand, special thing. And really, everything that you do is special, baby. I have been listening to Lynette Duncan for a very long time. And it's always self-love. It's always self-love. It's always self-love. And in the transmission I was listening to yesterday, She's like, I'm never going to stop speaking about self-love, because once you get it, oh my God, everything changes. And I will say, as one who has gotten it, who has invested in my self-love. You heard my potato salad story over on the social? Self-love, once you get it, oh, baby, there is nothing better. So your purpose is self-love. Your purpose is to listen to your intuition. Your purpose, by you doing you, will change the world, not because you get to go out and do something special or bring something completely new in. You do it by embodying. You do it in your presence. You do it in the way that your presence affects the field of everyone who's around you. And I think it's an interesting thing in this world right now. You know, we're tangential, aren't we? It's okay. There's so many things that could be perceived as going wrong outside. I had to stop watching. That could seem like I am choosing to be unaware or bury my head in the sand. I'm not. I know that in my place of presence and power and purpose, whatever the fuck is right before me is my purpose. Whatever it is that I need to face, confront, talk about. Your purpose is whatever is directly in front of you. When you can face whatever those obstacles are, whatever those hard moments are, with total presence, intuition guiding you, oh honey, then you can be trusted with more power. And power is not a grab. Power is not something that we're necessarily trying to acquire outside of us. Power is this thing that we make the space for inside of us. So when I talk about power and purpose, cool. It's because it's radiant. It's because it's sexy. It's because it feels. And the thing that you get to do is only the thing that you get to do, which is where I get so excited about it. So oftentimes I have seen your purpose clear as fucking anything. Are you ready to walk it yet? No, because we got to clean that up. We got to do that. We got to bring that piece back. We need to gain some confidence in this. It's never as easy as we would like it to be, because there's so much of this unraveling that is going on constantly. So that whenever you really do land in self-love, when you are trusting your intuition, when you are following that intuition, oh honey, everything starts to feel easier around you, not because you're bypassing it, but because you know you have exactly what you need for whatever that next step is. And the next step, it's always revealed to you. Can't always see it 10 steps ahead, but it's always revealed to you. So my prayer for you always is that this is supremely helpful. If you feel like you're ready because you already trust your intuition and want to come into our Becoming the Oracle workshop, that's happening on June 6th, 13th, and 19th. Oh, honey, we're going to have that up online after. So if you go through this and then feel like you have the basics and then you're like, oh, I am ready to open to something more, cool. But intuition, always trusting you, following you, always going to be your first step. Awaken the Priestess Within. We're coming back in the fall. And the journeys that these beauties have been on still blows my mind. I can't wait to share more with you. But if you want to be on the short list whenever that opens up in the fall, you want to sign up for the newsletter. Because Mama has been creating over here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited with what's been coming through. I've redone everything over at andymurphy.com. If you sign up for that newsletter, I'll make sure that you're getting first access to Awaken the Priestess Within. And I told you, 7/7. Would you save that date? We're going to be doing an Atlantis activation on 7/7. Going to be doing that mostly free. I'm going to ask for a testimonial in exchange. If you don't want to do a testimonial, cool, you can pay. Totally your choice, because sovereignty, baby, power, baby, freedom of choice. It's what we're all here for. We've still got a few spaces for our Yucatan retreat, because that activation of your power, once you know your intuition and can step into these places where the power still exists, whew, It is an amplification. It is an upgrade in every way. It catalyzes all of the work that you've already done. So you'll move through some initiations that clear some stuff up, and you'll have opportunities to sit in more of the power of you. That's happening in October. Reach out. We can do an exploratory call if you're curious. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Because, my love, you hold the keys. I just happen to know how to guide you to the doorways. You hold the codes, and everything that we're doing, you're writing in a myth. You can find more of me always over at andymurphy.com or on the socials at Andy_Murphy. Till next time, my love, I hope this makes your world so much fucking sweeter.